I know in my heart that flowers make me feel happy, but is there any scientific evidence of this? Is there something about the psychology of flowers that actually makes us feel happier? I did some research and it turns out there is. There is real evidence out there that supports the mental health benefits of being around flowers. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to share with you a really interesting theory about how flowers have played an essential role in our evolutionary strategy. I'm also going to share some of the research that demonstrates how flowers do have a very profound impact on our mood. And then I'm also going to be sharing some ways that you can start to bring more floral energy into your life so that you can feel happier from the beauty of flowers. So imagine this. You are a hunter-gatherer back in prehistoric days, and it's winter and you've been hungry and you're just trying to survive, and you come across a tree or a bush that has these little buds forming on them. I don't think you'd just be amazed by their beauty, right? What you're going to see is a representation that food is on its way. What those buds actually mean is that this tree or this bush may be bearing fruit very soon. So it's not just that wonder that we experience when we see flowers, it's also this hope that we will survive. So what does the research say about the power of flowers on our well-being? A study was conducted at Rutgers University where women were given either a fruit basket, a candle, or a bouquet of flowers. And literally every single person who received the bouquet of flowers experienced what's called a Duchenne smile. So a Duchenne smile is when you smile with your eyes. It's like a true expression of real joy. You know when people aren't smiling with their eyes, right? There's that meme of that guy with the like sad eyes and the smile that I think of. But when people received a bouquet of flowers, more than a candle and more than a basket of fruit, they expressed true joy. Another part of this study involved both men and women. When they entered an elevator, they were given either a Gerber daisy, a pen, or nothing. And even the men in this study, when they were given the flower, expressed more joy through that Duchenne smile. They stood closer to the person who gave them the flower and were also more likely to initiate conversation. So even though men and women are brought up differently in our society and men are less likely due to socialization to outwardly appreciate flowers, it doesn't mean that they don't. It is in our nature as humans, whether you're a man or a woman, to naturally be drawn to the beauty of flowers. Another study was conducted in a hospital setting where patients who had just had surgery either had flowering plants in their rooms or didn't have anything in their rooms. The patients that had flowers reported less anxiety, less pain, and also had a more positive feeling about their space and the hospital workers who were helping them. And you won't even believe this, but the people that did have flowers in their rooms needed less pain medication than those who had nothing. And another study that was done that supports this idea that having flowers in your space can make a more positive environment was done by a woman named Nancy Edkoff, who actually teaches a happiness course at Harvard. The study was done by Harvard Medical School, and what they did was they gave about 50 women bouquets of flowers for their homes and told them to keep a diary of their moods for a couple of weeks. Unsurprisingly, this study found that the women who kept track of their mood had less anxiety and felt less negativity when they had the flowers in their space. They also reported having more energy and positivity at work. But something about having the flowers around their homes and maybe seeing them in the morning affected how they woke up and affected how they, got dressed and started their day, which carried on into the workplace. I do want to note that this study by Harvard Medical School was funded by some kind of floral association. So you always want to be careful when looking at these studies because you never know where it's coming from. But I honestly don't think we need that kind of proof to know that having flowers around is going to make you feel better. You just have to experience it for yourself. So there are plenty of ways that you can do that. The first is kind of obvious, right? Buy yourself a bouquet of flowers. Put them around your house, see if it brightens your mood. Buying flowers every week can get a little bit expensive, so a way that you can still have fresh flowers around is to try growing them. I'm actually doing this for the first time this year, and it's only been a week, and I am having so much fun. You can also buy fake flowers. This is actually a fake peony. I've had it for years. I usually keep it in my office, but it looks pretty real, right? And I don't know, something about having the bright pink blooming energy, even though it's fake, it still does make me very happy when I look at it. Even if you don't want to buy flowers, there are plenty of ways that you can go be around flowers. Maybe if you're out and about and you come across a florist, you can always pop in and just check out the different flowers that they have, the different smells. You can also go to a park or a botanic garden and see what's in bloom. Of course, springtime is my absolute favorite time to go to these places, but usually year round you can find different types of flowering plants or things that are growing that can help you feel more connected to nature and lift your spirits a bit. And one of my favorite things to do to incorporate more floral energy into my life is to arrange flowers. In a few weeks, I'm going to be going to the flower market that's in New York City. If you haven't heard of it, it's this like block of tons of different florists, and they have these wholesale flowers that are so fresh and so beautiful. It's one of my favorite places to go, especially in the springtime. So I'm gonna go down there, I'm gonna pick up some flowers, and I'm gonna create a video on how you can use flower arranging to practice mindfulness. If I've created this video, it's already posted up here, but if I haven't, make sure you subscribe so you can get notified when I finally release it. I hope you learned something new from this video and that you can hopefully feel less guilty the next time that you treat yourself to a bouquet of flowers, because you are in fact doing something that is good for your mental health. Okay, I have to fill one more time. Okay, that was the warm-up. Okay.